You're on a shuttle descending to the surface of a planet, and above you, you can see the transport ship that brought you here. It's called the Exchange. And as you descend, you can see this vibrant gold patch on the surface of the planet. Although beyond that patch, the planet's lifeless and grey. And there's a voice in your ear, and it says, "Associates, this is the Exchange. You're descending to the surface of the planet K4. Medical officer, please acknowledge."
Medical officer here.
Thank you, medical officer. Physicist, please acknowledge.
Physicist here.
Thank you, physicist. How's it looking down there?
It's looking grey.
And botanist, please acknowledge.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that me? Come in again.
Botanist, please acknowledge.
Oh, botanist acknowledged. Sorry.
Thank you, botanist. Associates, this is one of the planets that produces the corporation's energy. This is your first mission, and we're going to get you to get your hands dirty. You're going to be working in the field. It's a great way to learn about what we do. You're going to be on temporary loan to our sister corporation, the Erebus Corporation. Good luck, associates. We'll be back for you in a month. Welcome to Cosmic Dark. This is a game of space horror. You're going to play workers for Extraxa, which is a mining and resource conglomerate. So Extraxa have taken you from your home planet to where you are now, which is the far reaches of the galaxy. It's pretty bleak here. There's not much here. It's very resource rich, though. The one thing you will notice in this region of the galaxy is there's a massive and weird space anomaly. It's called the Glitch, and it looks like a kind of like a golden scar in space. Just in terms of ground rules for this game, anyone can drop out at any time, and the scenario still works. I mean, we'll make it work. Anyone can call a break if you want. I'd really appreciate it if you're going to do something that affects another player, if you can check in first. So, or affects another character especially. So, if you're going to attack another character, it's quite nice if you say, I think my character might attack you now. Is that okay? And the other thing is, if you're going to hit on another character, I really appreciate it if you check in first. And if there is anything that comes up that that you're not comfortable with, tell me. We can tweak it. It's easy. We can just sort of change things around. If you want a signal for that, then you're welcome to do an X or something like that, and we'll change it. We'll make it work. And I should say that can be both for kind of quite serious things. Like if I give a character which is the name of your abusive ex-partner, at that point you're welcome to we can get rid of that instantly. But also just if you've been in job interviews all week and I put you in a job interview scene, you can be like, yeah, we're not, no, just no. So yeah, just let me know and we can tweak things.
Yeah.
Does that sound okay?
Great. Perfect.
Great. Bridget's doing hand symbols, which
Bridgett is confirming that is absolutely amazing. I appreciate the consideration.
Excellent. Let's go back and flesh out those characters. So these characters that were descending to the planet, so the physicist, the botanist, and the medical officer, we're going to have them growing up together. So they all grew up together on this sort of backwater planet. Bridgett, do you want to just, what kind of planet is this? Is it like an ice planet or a rural planet?
Let's double down on the green. Let's definitely go heavily forested, thick, lush,
Forest
green planet. Yeah.
Love a forest planet. That's fantastic. And so is it like, is there like forestry happening here? They're like taking the wood out. Is that how it?
Oh, let's go in the early stages before like all of
Okay.
these natural gorgeous resources are going to start getting, torn down, ripped up, harvested out. This is still in that, hey, we've identified this particular planet, but it is still very lush, it's very green. We are in the early stages before the environmental massacre happens.
That's really nice, actually. Can we just have the first stages of like, this company Extracts has arrived on the planet. They are starting to cut trees down. But, they're obviously not going to like deforest the whole planet. That would just, why would anyone do that? Yeah, no, that's really nice.
The inevitability of that statement really hurts. It's coming, but hopefully we won't see it in our lifetime.
If that bothers you, then the entire rest of the campaign, it's basically
Just
like
that.
realism is the true horror. So, yeah.
I think we're all laughing that already, Graham.
So we should do some scenes. We're going to do some scenes just to like establish the characters. So, Bridgett, can we do your character? You were the botanist, weren't you?
Yeah, which is exactly why when you went like, hey, spin up a planet, I was like, something green. That feels adjacent.
That's my botany planet. So can we just describe your character? Let's do them as a child, and we'll have them like just playing on the planet, like in the forests. Well, what does your character look like as they're playing?
Give me age range, please, and I can back into it a little bit better.
Okay, well, before school, 5 or 6.
Okay, so this is still young. So this is definitely that young lady that hasn't come into any of her ladyhood yet. This is definitely that child that loves to get dirt underneath her fingernails. She definitely prefers to drink out of whatever running creek or stream there is. This is a child that has multiple healed scars all over her stomach and her wrists and the inside of her forearms because she absolutely loves climbing trees. And unfortunately, she falls out of a lot of trees. So it wouldn't be a big surprise right now if something on her wasn't pending some type of a healing, whether she had like a brace on her arm or whether her ankle was currently wrapped up. But this is a girl that loves being outside. This is a girl that would sleep outside under the stars if she could. This is a girl that wraps herself in leaves and is at that early stage where she can just now start identifying like this one tree. She knows that leaf pattern. She understands that bark and she understands that one tree. And she's just super delighted to point that one tree out to everyone around her anytime she comes upon it.
That is so beautiful. I love that. So pick one of the other two, just like instinctively, and their character is just going to be your best childhood friend.
Oh, that's going to absolutely have to be Scott's character.
All right.
Fantastic.
Cool. Scott, what does your character look like? About the same age, 5 or 6?
Yeah, he's perhaps a little quieter, a bit less outgoing. He's not necessarily a classic nerdy kid. He's perhaps a little large for his age and isn't afraid of rough and tumble, but he doesn't necessarily speak that often. He's the kind of kid who likes taking things apart to see how they work. When we find dead animals in the forest, as we inevitably do, he's the one who always pokes them with sticks and looks at all the interesting things crawling around in them. Doesn't seem to have a sense of disgust, just a permanent sense of wonder.
So what's happened in the forest is that you've been exploring and you found a dead animal of some sort, something you'd never seen before, and it was particularly burst open. There were kind of things gnawing at it inside, and you sort of trampled through some bushes to try and get there, and you know that Bridgett's character is around as well, but you suddenly find your foot's going to be stuck. And can we just do a really, really quick scene just to establish that relationship? And so Scott, can your character start by saying, "My foot's stuck, can you help me?" And then Bridgett will play it from there.
My foot's stuck. Can you help me?
There's zero response from my character because you probably know at this point she didn't hear you. If she's not dialed in at that particular moment, she's off somewhere else in her head.
I think at this stage he just looks around, finds the nearest stick, and first of all just tries poking at whatever it is that's got his foot stuck, and then when it doesn't come loose, just starts beating the bushes, beating the tree a bit, and says, "Hey, you are still there, aren't you?"
So there's not much of a kind of vocal sound, but what you can hear is that the trees are shaking and then there's some banging going on.
That will get her attention, and at some point, the sound of their voice will carry on, and she'll go like, "What? Huh?"
My foot's stuck. I think it's just a hole. I can't feel any teeth.
And as if summoned by a dog whistle, she's immediately going to be in on that voice.
That's cool. So yeah, his foot stuck, but you can see how to get it out. It's stuck in a branch. You just need to kind of snap. You would know exactly where to snap it so it snaps.
Oh, if you could just don't move, okay? Just don't move. I think I can see. I think it. Okay, now try.
Oh, yeah. That did it. Is there a lot of blood?
Is there a lot of blood?
No. Well, how about there's some blood, but it's from the animal. So there is actually a massive pool of blood, but it's just kind of ran downhill from the animal he was going to look at.
So she licks the palm of her hand and just kind of brushes the blood that is on your ankle away. It's like, no, I don't think it's yours. And then she's just going to rub that blood off onto her pant leg.
That's actually really beautiful. Let's just leave that right there, because that's just a lovely short introductory scene. And that, Cupp, let's go to you. So let's have you a bit older now. We're going to have your character in the schoolyard. Maybe they're like 8, 9. What does your you're the physicist, aren't you? What do they look like?
He's a pretty lanky kid, and his clothing, the pant legs, the sleeves, all a little bit too short, all secondhand, and he is trying desperately to fit in because he's grown up kind of around the deforestation, these almost barren wastelands now because the land's cheaper, and so to do that, he's taken up sports, and he's, the schoolyard is kind of where he feels most comfortable, and he's interested. I feel like physics, he kind of is interested in that, right? So they play a game called Head Stick, where basically they're running around, kind of hitting each other with sticks, and they've come up with these rules where you have to swat the rock and get it past the goaltender. It's just this really complicated game, and the rules are always evolving. But yeah, sports is kind of his thing right now.
That's amazing. And that is completely the kind of game you would... I think I had games like that in my playground. We had a game called Murder Ball, just so you know.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Choose one of the other characters who your character just like instinctively admires.
I think it's going to be Bridgett's character. Yeah, kind of that curiosity. I think that. Are we naming these characters, by the way?
Give me a name if you've got
Okay,
one.
yeah, I think Dillon has admired Bridgett's character's kind of curiosity and just ability to learn things very quickly. I think it takes Dillon a long time. Like he has to sit down with his school books for hours and hours, where it comes very naturally to Bridgett's character.
That's amazing. So let's have you. Is it called Head Stick?
Head Stick, yeah.
And how do you play again?
Yeah, so everybody has a stick. And this is part of it. You have to, take the stick home, cultivate it, get it ready for Head Stick, and then it has to be able to kind of swat the rocks across the schoolyard. And you can hit the other kids, but ultimately the objective is to get it past the last kid on the other team to score a point.
So, Bridgett, we're going to start when your character just scores this immense winning shot. Whacks it with the stick. It's going to bounce off a wall. There's a question whether that's legal, but it doesn't matter this time. Goes right through goes right past the other guy. And that's a goal. That's the end of the game. And Cuppy, we're just going to start with Dillon saying, "How did you do that?
How did you do that? You've only played 3 times. That was amazing.
That was pure luck. That was no strategy whatsoever.
I never thought to bank it off the wall. That was incredible.
Is that legal, actually?
It is now. Don't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Shit. We won.
Yay! Thank you for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, did you carve the stick like that or find it that way?
So this is actually Jesse's stick. I just asked to borrow his. He's out sick today.
Oh, that's really cool. Maybe after school you could kind of show me that. That backswing's really nice.
Yeah. I tell you what, I'll show you the backswing if you teach me how to carve my own stick.
Yeah,
Please?
sure. I don't know that you need the help, but yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And
I just have to ask my dad. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but that's brilliant. That's a perfect little scene. Let's just leave that there.
Okay.
And so all of you, you're all growing up together, right? And you grow up, before school and then through school. And then you need to get jobs and you go to the recruitment center for Extraxa, which is this resource conglomerate, which has recently set up this center on your planet. They're running a recruitment day, so you go along to that, and you get the jobs, and so we'll have you getting into the transport ship. It's called the Exchange, and so you know you're going to be away from your planet. Oh, can we have a name for the planet?
How about Carly?
Carly. You're going to be away from Carly for months, maybe years, and let's have the ship just lifting off. And Scott, which of the others would you instinctively confide in?
I guess it's got to be Bridgett's character.
Okay.
Does she have a name
cool.
yet?
Yeah, we're gonna go with Miracle. That's usually shortened down to Mir.
Nice.
Oh, I like
Miracle Gray. I'll update that.
May I rename your square here?
Please. I was trying to do it myself. I was like, it's not zooming.
Okay, got it.
So, Scott, does your character have a name, Scott?
Yes, Terrance Drummond.
Terrance
Never
Drummond.
Terry. Not even to his friends.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, never Terry. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Are you trying to bait me? Sorry.
God, that's a wide open goal. Absolutely. He's trying to beat everyone. Here's the thing you must never do.
Low hanging fruit.
I've played with Cupp before. I know how this
So let's have Terrance and we'll have let's have Terrance and Mia, is it?
Yes.
Is that the short name? Mm-hmm. Terrance and Mia on the bridge. Sorry, in the viewing gallery, looking back at the planet. So looking back at Carly, and you can see this sort of cloudy green planet receding into the distance as you sort of lift off through the atmosphere. And Terrance, can your first words be, "You know what I'll miss the most"?
You know what I'll miss the most?
She startles and actually looks over to you. She's curious.
I think absolutely fucking everything, really. Absolutely. I mean, did you ever see it ending up like this for us?
No. No, I don't think I did.
Yeah. I mean, I would have given anything to be able to stay back there. I mean, if there were jobs, if there was, I don't know, if there were better opportunities, you think with all the resources down there, I don't know, we would have had a future on the planet. I mean, it's just everything down there. It's so beautiful. It's so everything. And what are we giving it up for?
Can I ask you an honest question, Terrance?
Yeah, always.
Is this grief or is this fear?
And actually, can we interrupt it right there?
Yeah.
because that's lovely. And so at that point, let's have the ship speeding off. Mia, just for a moment before, as the ship jolts, you'll glance down, and are those tracts of forest that have been cut away? But maybe not. And and then the ship will start on its journey, and after months of travel, you'll end up in the far reaches of the galaxy. The stars are completely unfamiliar, and again, you have the glitch, this golden sky in space. And every night you learn during the day in these classrooms. Every night you go and stay in your quarters, which are fairly functional. Can I just get an idea of Cupp? So Dillon's quarters. What are the kind of traces? What does he leave around that would make you realize they're his quarters?
I think he has that stick that Mir helped him carve after she became so much better than he is at doing that. And I think he probably has kind of some things from childhood, mementos, collections of comic books. Some of them are homemade, and some of them he received as gifts, and some sports cards, some just sports memorabilia, just to remind him that he knows there's no sports where they're going, so he just wants to kind of remember the few good things from childhood.
Was there ever a comic book that you really wanted to get but you couldn't find?
Ooh, yeah. I think Star Chaser.
Star Chaser.
Yeah, that was a cool one. Had this humanoid character who could kind of transform based on the physical environment of whatever world he was on, and he just thought that was such a cool property to have.
I mean, if you're living on Carly, though, it's really hard to get like the comic book shipped out to you.
Yeah, and they seem to be using the wood for something else too. They're not making paper.
Yeah. Cool. That's beautiful. Bridgett. So what about Mir? What are the signs that these are Mir's quarters? What makes it distinctively hers?
I think her total absence of being in them is usually a pretty good indicator that must be Mir's room, because she's rarely in there. But when she is there, it's very messy. She's one of those people that has sketches that are all over the floor, leaf imprints that are half on the wall. Some are falling off. Some of the tape hasn't been. She's extremely messy, but she's cluttered, which is pretty much her general rule of thinking. It's her standard method of operations in most things. Multiple tabs open simultaneously.
And then Terrance. How do you know these are Terrance's quarters?
I think Terrance is kind of the other end of the scale. His quarters aren't necessarily absolutely pathologically clean, but they're certainly tidy. But there are little touches of home. There's, for example, a little vivarium that he's got set up that has a few... Well, I guess on other worlds they might be insects, but technically they're not. And there's a little collection of, again, things that might be called butterflies in other world, but aren't quite, pinned to a display case. And, a few collections of growing things and stones and even little animal skulls that just provide that sense of Carly.
That's beautiful. All right, so now I get to do the fun part, don't I? So these are your quarters, and every night you go to sleep there, and every night you sort of sleep in this capsule, and there's a sort of monitoring device that whispers questions to you. So it's some sort of psychological assessment, and as the journey has gone on, the questions have got weirder and weirder. And this is the last night before your assignment, so the last night before that shuttle that goes down to the surface. And Mir, just when you're on the verge of sleep, because it detects when you're on the verge of sleep, you hear a voice in your ear. And you know by now that it monitors, it monitors your life signs, it monitors, things about you. So you actually can't lie to it. I mean, you can lie to it, but it's going to know the real answer.
Mm.
And so you're just drifting off to sleep. And the question you get in your head is,
if you could murder one of your team, who would it be?
Really? That's how we're coming out swinging today? After all that cheerful childhood build-up, that's where we are right now.
And you're not allowed to cop out. You're not allowed to do the thing where you go, no one, I really, really like them.
One more time, because Bridgett, that knocked Bridgett so far out of character so fast. That was brilliant, Graham. Can you ask me that question one more time? I'm so sorry.
No, it's great. Well, let's have that. That it answers the question, and Mia just kind of wakes up and goes, "What the hell was that?" And the question just repeats if you don't answer it. So,
if you could murder one of your team, who would you kill?
What?
If you could murder one of your team, who would you kill?
If she had hackles, they would be on edge right now, especially because she's in that weird suspended place where she was just about to enter REM sleep. And then this just like bumped her so far out. Her nervous system is starting to kick into red, and she's just doing a Rolodex of her crew. And she, Terrance?
yeah. Does the name just kind of spit out like that?
Yeah, it's just like tabs. Terrance? She responds almost like an inquiry more than actually like an affirmation of it, though.
Thank you, Miracle. Sleep well.
And
Sorry, Cupp, for the editing. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck just happened in my life?
Don't worry about the editing.
Holy shit.
And Terrance, on the verge of sleep, again, the questions have been getting weirder and weirder. And you're just sort of drifting off to sleep. And the question is,
if you could murder one of your team, how would you do it?
There is a very long pause while Terrance runs through every possible diversion or bit of sophistry, but he's been through this so many times before that he knows that that's just going to get him kept up all night, getting asked the same question. And he eventually says, I'm the ship's medic. It would be very easy just to make it look like malpractice.
I'm trying to think what that means exactly. What does malpractice mean? It's going to ask you.
I could just
How exactly, Terrance?
I could just make it look like a mistake. I could just make it look like a mistake. The wrong dose, the wrong drug, anaphylactic shock. Doctors.
Thank you, Terrance.
Doctors kill a lot of people.
Sleep well, Terrance.
And he does.
And then Cupp, you're just on the verge of sleep, and or rather, Dillon's just on the verge of sleep, and the question that you get is,
would you allow your team to die if it would save millions of others?
I think he, like you said, on the verge of sleep, he just waits, and he's done this before. He waits for it to ask again, so it gives him kind of time to process the question.
yeah, and it's used to doing this by now with you, so
yeah.
Would you allow your team to die if it could save millions of others?
No.
Why not?
I don't care about the others.
Good night, Dillon. Sleep well.
You too.
Yay! So that was some fun.
Don't yay that. The audacity for you to yay that.
How dare you yay that? How dare
yay
you
that.
yay at me?
That's not yayable.
I'm not sure I've ever played with Cupp where he's played a character who wouldn't just let everyone die.
I really did think about it when the character was thinking about it.
I like the way you wouldn't let them die, but you did that in the most inhumane way possible. That was quite impressive.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care about millions of people.
Yeah.
It's all right. I thought it was a nice thing until then. Cool. So look, we can do the full Cosmic Dark rules as we go along, but the one you need to know for the moment is you have a changed score, which tells you how much space has changed you. So it starts at 1. If something happens that pushes your body or pushes your mind, then roll it. So basically, if something happens that freaks you out or freaks your character out, roll the dice. If you get injured, roll the dice. And what happens is that if you get over your current score, your changed score goes up by 1. So it starts at 1, and if you roll and you get a 2, it goes up by 1. And we keep doing that, and until if your change score gets to 6, then at that point your character is done, and we'll work out an ending for them. So there you go. And it really helps me if you can do that yourself. So if you go, rather than me going, it is time to make a change roll, it's much better if you go, yep, that's freaky, or yep, I'm injured, I'm going to make a change roll.
Okay.
Understood.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Are you guys okay? You don't need a break or anything?
No.
Good to carry on going? Cool. And so let's go back. So you're descending to the surface of the planet. Your operational instructions will come through, which are that on arrival, one of you will take your bags to the quarters. The rest of you will be working in the fields where you'll be required to make your quota each day. And the third instruction is, do not interfere with technical equipment. So those are your instructions. And you descend. You can see that patch of gold on the planet that you are descending towards. As you get lower and lower, you can see it's a field of beautiful, these glassy gold orchids. Fields of these beautiful orchids in rows. Although away from the orchids, the planet is grey and dusty, like the life has been sucked out of it. And you descend down. There's also, you can see a dome with fencing round it, like some sort of, I don't know, scientific institution or something, but there's some sort of dome. And then, of course, there's a glitch in the sky, which you can always see. It's quite distant, but it's always there, this golden scar in space. And the shuttle descends and touches down, and then it leaves you on the planet, on this sort of dark gold, dusty surface, not too far from the fields. And I'll leave you there.
Well, Terrance, are you going to take the bags?
Sure. I guess we're heading to the dome. Is that right?
I think so. I think that's what it said. You can get I'm sure we have an automated cart or something. We can help you load it up before we go out to the field if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just let me shut down the artificial gravity as we leave. I imagine we have some kind of mechanism for artificial gravity on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Mir? Looks interesting out there. Do you see the orchids?
Doesn't appear that Mira's home right at the moment. Which isn't really today's most surprising thing.
Yeah, I think Dillon just kind of said that into the ajar door to Mir's quarters, and then when he doesn't hear an answer, he just kind of, slowly opens the door a little bit more to find it empty. Oh. Terrance, did you see where Mir went off to? We should probably get to work.
She'll be around here somewhere. It's
All
not
right.
a big shuttle.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure if you shout, she'll hear you.
Yeah, and I don't think Dillon would leave without Mir. He has that kind of insecurity. Mir, are you around? Kind of go to the galley.
And I think that's probably a good place where you'll probably find her. She sleeps anywhere. That was a thing she did as a kid, too. So she probably has her blanket and did anything she could not to sleep near that damn pod.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think if Dillon finds you asleep, he's just going to kind of gently kind of push on your shoulder. Mir.
Hey!
We're here. How the fuck did you sleep through that?
I don't know. I think it might have been preferable to the pod.
Yeah, I guess so. It was a tough landing. We're here. You've got to see these fucking orchids.
There's orchids?
There's orchids.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it
Okay.
was just gray wasteland. Well, come on. Terrance is loading up the cart. Maybe we could take our time,
Yeah.
And Mir, at this, there's almost like now the shuttle has descended and the engines have stopped. There's this kind of discordant chiming from outside.
Do you hear that? Sounds like wind chimes. You remember those?
Yeah. From the school, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you think that's the equipment?
I don't know. Come on, let's go find out.
All right. All right, Terrance, you got it? Got it under control?
Give me a few more minutes. There are a lot of containers.
Yeah. Do we need to get any kind of medical prep to go out into the field?
No, so the readings are saying that it's that you're fine. You'll received a couple of vaccinations on the transport ship. So no, you're okay.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, I think that just based on, I feel like we're both curious characters, so I'm going to try to hurry Mir out there just to see, first, maybe we spend a couple hours just kind of getting a lay of the land, and then, it probably won't take me long to learn the equipment, but they told us not to mess with the equipment. Doesn't really make sense to me. That's kind of my thing.
So yeah, you come out of the shuttle, and Mir, you can now see that the chiming is coming from the orchids. So these fields of orchids have this sort of ringing, chiming sound, discordant. So they're playing almost the same note but slightly different note. As this ringing, chiming, very very softly. And the dome's in the distance, and there's a couple of people hurrying over to you, but they're a bit distant at the moment.
There's something very grounding, very comforting. I'm very curious about that. I think she's just going to kind of like naturally throw her head into Dillon's shoulder. It's like, wow, that is beautiful.
Yes. Well, this is better than I thought it would be. Have you seen that before? Heard that before?
If you want to, do you want to make a roll on this, Bridget? I think this would be really interesting. So this is how you make rolls in Cosmic Dark. So 1 die if it's something any employee could do, it is. 1 die if your specialism comes into play, it does. And you can add your change die to the roll if you like, if you want to sort of push yourself, but you don't have to. So I don't know what you think.
I think she's just going to go with the 2 option.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, roll 2 dice and tell me the highest die you get.
Okay. A 5.
A 5. So yeah, so on a 5 you're going to find out everything, and and something more. So yeah, you do remember these are you've read about these sort of beautiful chiming orchids. You think you've read about this planet. It used to be a tourist planet. In fact, the chimes used to be very beautiful and melodic. You can't remember any record of them being discordant. And then there was something about they're used as a catalyst, the petals.
A catalyst? Catalyst for what?
Some sort of energy process. You forget exactly.
I've read about them. I've never seen them in person, but I've seen videos. From what I remember, they were much more melodic before, but this is still stunning.
Yeah, they don't sound too bad. Are we harvesting these? That would be a shame.
And at this point, actually, as you're saying that, I mean, you're saying it doesn't sound too bad. It's kind of beautiful, but kind of grating.
Mm.
And then the guy hurries over to you. So there's two of these people. There's a guy in a sort of blue polo shirt with a logo of the company on it, so sweating, in shorts, and behind him a person with a shaved head who looks a bit more distracted, and he goes, "Hello, you must be the new Labour."
Yeah.
People call me Blue.
Hey, Blue, I'm Dillon. This is Mir.
Dillon.
Yeah.
Hey, Mir. You listening to our orchids?
Yeah, it's really fascinating. Are we digging these up, or
we're harvesting them? Yeah, taking the petals.
Oh,
You'll love it. It's beautiful. And are you grabbing the bags? I'm Blue.
Right, yes, good for you. I'm Terrance, and I'm pushing the trolley out, and look over at Dillon and say, Dillon, there wasn't enough room for your personal effects on here. You'll have to get them yourself. So where are we taking these?
There's an old hotel which we've requisitioned as quarters, so you should take those there. You guys, and he turns to Dillon and Mia, you guys are going to be working in the fields today.
Yeah, Dillon's wandered over to the cart. He's kind of, after Terrance said that, he's scanning kind of the top of the bags. Did you grab Quick from my room? That's the name of the stick that Mir carved. Quick. Did you get Quick?
Why would I pick up a stick to bring out here? Why?
Come on, Terrance, we've talked about this. It's good luck.
If we had good luck, we wouldn't be here, would we?
It's fine. Dillon's actually going to leave to march back onto the ship to throw Quick on the pile if he can.
Ship seems to have locked itself. Mia,
just kind of one frustrated bang on the door.
That's so disrespectful. That ship was like, bye.
Okay, screw you guys. So, Mia, you recognize the person behind Blue as Dr. Emma. Now, Dr. Emma is Emma's the second name. Dr. Emma, those papers you were just thinking about in terms of like catalysts and these orchids and so on, she wrote those.
There is something reassuring about that fact. She was feeling rather apprehensive on the front end of let's delightfully depetal these flowers to, okay, well, the person that was, leading the research on this particular plant is actually here. So it's going to take her a second to run through that Rolodex. Dr. Emma, right?
Yes. Hello.
Hi. My name is Mira. She's going to extend her right hand. She's like, I've read your paper on, and then she's going to insert the blah, 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 blah papers on farmers.
I'm flattered. That was the basis of, and that was theoretical, but look at it now.
Yeah, it has to be something to see it in application.
That it's the center of the whole, the Erebus process. That's how we generate the energy. And the ship's just lifting off now, and it's lifting off, but it's going to float in the direction of the dome. Just like hovering.
I think Dillon's pissed. He's gonna kind of march back down, give Terrance a dirty look, and then go stand next to Mir and look at Dr. Emma and say, we come from Carly, and they basically ruined the whole planet by doing this kind of shit. Are you sure we should be de-peddling these flowers? They sound pretty nice at first.
Emma looks at you, not really understanding how to answer that, and Blue goes, It's the process. They grow new flowers. Come, you'll enjoy it. You'll be close to the flowers. You'll love it.
Oh,
it's hard. It's hard work, but it's very rewarding.
Yeah, about that, you said that we're here picking flowers, picking leaves. Is that right?
Harvesting them, yeah. Part of Dr. Emma's process.
Okay, but you do understand that we're specialists. I'm a medic. This does seem
You're
to be.
You're a medic.
I am a medic. Yes, we're all quite highly trained, and from my limited understanding of agriculture, surely harvesting leaves and harvesting flowers—that's just something a machine does now, right?
It's new. All the new employees take this as their first assignment. Extractor likes them to get their hands dirty. But if you're a medic, there are, and he moves a little closer to you, there are some employees in the field who could really use your help.
Yeah, sure.
Once someone's taken the bags to the... Maybe if you're a medic, someone else should take the bags. We can use you.
You heard that, Dillon? No, indicate the trolley with the bags. I'm needed. Ready when you are, I'll say to Blue.
Come. Mia, did you want to do anything else? I mean, Dr. Emma's there, or you can go and work in the fields if you like. Don't mind.
Yeah, she's not a big fan of disharmony by any means, and whatever's happening right now between Terrance and Dillon has her slightly on edge. So I think the one thing she would do if Terrance is kind of like willfully throwing off the, yep, you can be the Carter now, she is going to at least run up behind Terrance like, hey, you could have brought the stick.
Yeah, I could have, but honestly, I'm getting a little bit pissed off with Dillon just assuming that I'm going to do all the grunt work. I wouldn't even mind if he asked, if he said please and thank you, and I don't know, little things like that, but honestly, yeah, if he doesn't have his special stick at the moment, I couldn't really give a toss.
And she's walking backwards away from you as you're kind of like walking forward, and she says, okay, I get that, I do, but we are all we have right now. You know? I kind of need all of us to be on the same page, please.
I don't disagree with that, but I think you're looking in the wrong place for the root cause of this friction.
Okay. Where should I be looking, Terrance? And it's very patient, but it's also like we've probably been down this path before.
Yeah, I'll just look over towards Dillon, shrug, and say, anyway, they said something about needing a medic.
Okay. You go do what you do best.
And Blue kind of leaps in at this and goes, come to. Come and meet the people in the fields. This is to Mia and to Dillon, and the hotel's that way. It's not far. You'll enjoy it. It's a beautiful place.
You've interrupted Dillon just staring at the ship, trying to figure out, like, are they taking the stick to another planet? What's the fate of Quick?
So the shuttle descends to the dome, and then it comes up again with this large block. Mia, you will know this is a massive capacitor. Actually, Dillon, you're a physicist, aren't you? You know that's a massive capacitor. Yeah. So it's picked up this huge block of energy essentially, and it ascends back up to the transport ship.
Okay. Oh, maybe it's not too late. Who are we with now? Dr. Emma or with Blue? We're with Blue?
So they're both around, right? So Blue's beckoning you over to the fields and directing you off to the hotel. Emma's drifting away now, but you can still talk to them if you want.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess let's go see what they want us to do, Mir. It seems kind of beneath our credentials. I don't mean to sound arrogant. I mean, I thought I was actually going to be running the systems here. I don't know what they need me for if they don't want us to touch the technical equipment.
I think half overhearing this, Terrance just looks at Mir and raises an eyebrow and then goes back to doing whatever he was doing.
I know. Just stop. I know.
And I think it doesn't all have to come out now, but I think both of you would know that a lot of Dillon's academic background was fabricated. Yeah. He came up through a security company that helped him get this job.
You're going to have a few sort of ideas of maybe the sort of the weirder aspects of physics floating around.
Yeah, he does. He knows some atomic physics in particular, but Terrance and Mir might question the credentials. But a layperson would think he was brilliant.
On the other end of the scale, Terrance is hideously overqualified for this job.
And apparently doesn't have a problem letting people know it either.
Not at all.
Yeah. I think Dillon's just happy he doesn't have to move the trolley because Terrance thought he was going to do that. So he's going to just stick close to Mir. And should we go look at what they're doing to the flowers at least? I don't know. It sounds like they're self-pollinating or something. They take the leaves off and then it reproduces. It's interesting.
The papers that I read of hers was really early stages. It's before she got to any type of procedural application. So I'm definitely curious.
Yeah.
Actually, do you want to just give me a quick roll, Dillon? You're a physicist. You might know something about this. So again, one die if it's something any employee could do. You can. One die if your specialist comes into it. It does.
Yeah, I'm just going to do the 2 for this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, a 5 is my best number.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So,
sorry. I added it up. Sorry. A 3. A 3 is my best number. A 3.
3. Okay. You know something about this. So, I mean, it's a bit hazy, right? And maybe read it like in the newspaper or a magazine or something. But yeah, the Erebus process, it's something to do with generating energy. It's something to do with alternate universes. So it uses the quantum energy of creating alternate universes to, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if this has something to do with the wormholes. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We're here for, what'd they say, a year? Sorry, I got Bridgett.
No, I wrote it down. How long are we here? K4.
Maybe it was indeterminate.
I thought it was a few months. I don't know. I can read it again if you want. But yeah.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, we're here for X amount of months. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're going to be here for a while, so we'll figure it out.
I think, in practical terms, we're here until they come to get us.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah, well, let's take a look. Sounds like we're going to get our hands dirty.
So where's everyone going? Are you going to the fields? There are also the bags to take to the hotel. What are we doing?
Dillon walked away from the trolley hoping someone else would come along. Maybe Blue. Blue was a pretty stocky guy, right? So he could do that.
Right.
Blue was leading Terrance off towards the people who needed medical help.
Well, he should take the trolley. Yeah.
Blue will sort of gesture at the trolley and go, you shouldn't leave your things there. Someone should take that to the hotel.
Oh, fine. You know what? Fine. I don't want Mir to do it. I'll do it. Cool. It doesn't have any of my stuff, but I'll do it. He's not even talking to Terrance. Like, he's frustrated with Blue right now.
Just going off.
Yeah.
Dragging the trolley off grumpily.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So Mia and Terrance, you all walk into the fields, so there is this sort of soft, discordant hum, slightly beautiful, slightly disturbing, all around you. Changes in volume. It does change in volume actually, as though the plants are, I don't know, thinking or something, but they're clearly not. And so you walk through, and this woman turns to you, sort of flowing golden hair, very kind of sunburnt, very obviously an outdoors person, but this sort of almost half bleached golden hair, slightly messy. And she turns to you and goes, "Right, I'm Sanka."
Good to meet you.
And Blue, just before he leaves, will go, "This is the medic." And Sanka will go, "Ah, go and see." Well, ask anyone, honestly, but just do what you can for people.
What, the people out in the field, or have you got a medical tent set up somewhere?
We don't have. I mean, maybe the hotel you could take them to if you want, but just go and talk to people seriously. They need you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I will go off and talk to people.
Great. And Sanka will turn to you and go, "What's your name?" This is turning to Mia.
And Mira is like looking at a flower. She misses that first one. Sorry. Hi, Mira.
She gives you a basket and goes, "Oh, so you take the leaves, you put them into the basket. At the end of the day, we take them to the center." And she gestures towards the dome.
Oh, okay. Is there a particular procedure that you guys are using, or a tool that you're using to extract the petals?
Just rip the plants off and put them in the basket. That's it. That's the procedure.
Wow, that was very eloquently put. I'm sorry. What's your designation out here? I'm sorry. Are you a botanist, or are you with Dr. Emma? Are you?
I'm just one of the workers in the fields. We all are. God,
How long have you been? Sorry.
And when you say how long have you been, her face like falls as if there's slight disappointment. She's like, years. I mean, they said this was my first assignment, but I'm still here.
Years, really? Huh.
Take a basket, meet your quota. It's not so bad. Talk to people. They're good people.
Okay. Thank you. Sanka?
Sanka.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Terrance, should we just do a bit of you talking to people in the fields?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think first of all, Terrance just stops for a moment to look around before talking to anyone, and just sort of scans the people he sees for any visible signs of injury or illness, or basically anything of medical interest.
Okay. There is someone who seems to be in pain with their hand, and it's visibly wincing, can barely move their hand, but is doing the work anyway.
Well, I'll go over to them.
Hi. Yeah.
Yes, hello. Sorry, my name is Dr. Drummond. You can call me Terrance. I'm.
You're a doctor?
I've just arrived here. Yes.
Oh my God! Please look at my hand.
What seems to be the problem with it?
So the hand is swollen. Scott, at this stage, we should say you have little scanners and things you can use if you want. So all of you do, right?
Oh, sure, but I want the patient to tell me first.
Sure.
Apart from anything else, this helps build rapport. I can go into the actual mechanical side of diagnosing them in a moment, but I really want to kind of draw them out and hear more about what's ailing them from their perspective.
My hand's okay, and it's very clear there's something he's not telling you, right? So he's got my hand's swollen, and I'm scared, and I just don't. Is there anything you can do?
Is this a problem you had before you came to the planet, or is this something that started happening recently?
No. This is what happens on this planet.
What is it? An allergic reaction to perhaps sap or something in the plants you're picking? You do wear gloves, don't you, while you're picking these?
They don't give us gloves.
And they don't give you gloves. Right. Okay, well, that needs to be addressed. And you're very businesslike at this stage, I think. Terrance pulls out his scanner and starts scanning the person's hand.
Sure, give me a roll.
What exactly is happening here?
Yep. Give me a roll. So
Okay.
1 die just for being an employee, 1 die for your specialism, your change die if you want to add it.
Yep.
We haven't done change rolls so far because it hasn't got that creepy, but don't forget, when it gets creepy or when you get injured,
Yes.
make a roll.
I feel like there's going to be one coming very soon.
Do you think?
But that's a 5.
Okay. When you look at the tip of his finger, it's almost like it's trying to split in two. So it's trying to grow in 2 directions and trying to tear apart. And when you scan it, that's precisely what's happening. It's like there are 2 skeletons superimposed on each other, and the bones are growing in slightly different directions, and the skin is trying to tear itself apart.
I'll make that change roll now then.
Yeah, that's good. Can you see what's wrong?
2, but that's still enough to take it up by 1. I'm going to need to do some more tests here, I'm afraid.
What's wrong with me?
There seems to be an unusual condition. I don't think it's just a reaction to something in the plants. Are you the only person who's experiencing this, or is this something that other people are undergoing?
So, Scott, you got a 5, which tends to mean you sort of find something else in the files or something like that. So at this point, your scanner will start sort of locating all the similar medical records. And yeah, there are loads of people who've worked on this planet who have had very similar sort of double skeletal things.
Is it just limited to the hands, or does it spread throughout the body?
Oh, no. Sometimes, all kinds of things, swollen legs, duplicate organs.
So it is soft tissues as well as skeletal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I think Terrance is trying to maintain some degree of professional detachment here, and is just making notes. He's simultaneously appalled that this is happening, but fascinated because this is something brand new, and he'll probably get a syndrome named after him.
Yeah. Exciting. Terrance syndrome.
And he says, I'll tell you what, I've been told we can use the hotel as a temporary sick bay or medical bay. Why don't you come with me? I've got some more equipment that can provide a better understanding of what's going on.
Cool. And let's actually Dillon, let's do a bit of you at the hotel, right? So you'll arrive at this beautiful kind of Art Deco hotel. It's just beyond the fields, and there are these sort of dark gold piles of dust which like waft over the planet. Think like sand dunes, that kind of thing. And they will have wafted up against the hotel. In fact, like the first floor of the hotel is almost like buried in these kind of sand dune, dust dune, whatever thing. And there you go. So you can walk into the hotel if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's not walking into the hotel. He is pushing the trolley a bit recklessly, like he's in a race. He's kind of like getting ahead of steam and then trying to ride the trolley through the doors.
Okay, cool. The doors will crash open, maybe slightly, breaking one of them. It's an old hotel.
Yeah.
And it is this old dusty hotel. There's the sort of disused reception area with this sort of dark gold dust on it. There's also posted a list of names and room assignments.
Okay. There's no one working though at reception.
Apparently
that I can see. Okay.
It is beautiful. I mean, there's a large sort of unlit chandelier slightly broken. Things have fallen off it and just shattered on the floor. There's sort of there's blank screens that would have shown tourist videos, but obviously they're blank now.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's looking around, kind of taking it in. It reminds him of Rocket Queen, one of the comics that he used to collect. Yeah. Holy shit. This is nicer than I thought it would be. Yeah, he's still looking for people, but he's gonna walk toward that list with the room assignments, try to figure out where to take these bags.
So there are rooms assigned for a different room for you and Terrance and Mia.
Okay. Are we all on the same floor?
Yeah. Let's have up on the top floor. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he'll look for the elevator.
You can look for the elevator.
Mm-hmm. Is it easy to find?
Yeah, it's just standing there. It doesn't seem to be much electricity.
Okay. Kind of mashing the buttons to see if anything's working at all. No?
No.
Well, shit, I can't lug this shit upstairs by myself. I think he's going to take like what's manageable of Mir's luggage and then try to go up to the floor.
Yeah. So on the top floor, all the kind of corridor of rooms. There's yours are at the end. There's dust. What would you like to do?
Yeah. So I'll kind of carefully walk down to Mir's assigned room. Kind of worried that I don't have keys, right? So just to see if I can get in and drop her bags and then go back for the rest.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you can go in.
Maybe after like a few steps on this floor, realizing I haven't seen any people in the hotel yet, I'll just kind of call out like, hey, it's Dillon, new arrival. Is anyone here?
And your voice echoes.
Okay. And then just kind of put my head down and walk toward Mir's room.
So you open the door of Mir's room, right?
I will. Yeah, I'll try to.
Yeah. So there you go. It's Mir's room. You know, there's like leaf imprints and there's like sketches of things all over the place, but it's messy.
Oh, like Mir's kind of design?
Yeah. All her stuff's there.
Oh, did they? I'm trying to think of like how they brought the energy block up to the ship. Did they bring everything from our rooms that quickly? This is a little concerning, but I'm gonna actually drop Mir's bags like right inside that front wall by the door. I don't want to go all the way in.
The room's clearly been slept in.
Okay. I think when I realized
that... remind you about changed roles at this point.
Yeah. I want to take a couple more steps in here. Just to see, like, does this... So I know Mir really well. Is it slept in like the way Mir leaves her kind of sheets crumpled up at the foot of the bed? Okay. I'll do that change roll then. If it looks like Mir's slept here. Yeah. Like, I think my first thought is I must be hallucinating. Like, I'm not used to the air. Something's going on here. So I just roll the 1d6 for this?
Yeah. So 1d6, and you changed his 1 at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I've rolled a 2, so it goes up.
So it goes up 2. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think now it's more investigative curiosity. Just kind of like, is Mir actually staying here? And if I believe that's true, I want to go to my room and look at it.
Sure. You can go see your room.
Yeah, without the bags, I'm going straight over there. Yeah. So you look around. I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, are you doing a roll to see if this is really? How well do you know Mir? Oh, pretty well. I think that I think I'm going to know that. So when we were kids, we used to play this game where we had leaves that we found, and you used to try to break the stem of the other player's leaf by pulling on it really hard. You kind of wrap them around each other. And Mir used to have this methodology where she would put the leaf inside her shoe to get it like moist, and it toughened up the stems, but she still keeps those stems, and they'd be kind of lined up against the window. Do I see those?
Yeah. See that. Give me a roll to see whether this is Mir's room.
Yeah, like, is this a fake? Something's going on here.
I'm going to roll against you because this is actually interesting in a way. So this is a failure die. So
I just get the general roll, right? The general.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, your physicist does not come into this, I don't think.
Okay, I rolled a 5.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. This is Mir's room, but there is something wrong. there are, I don't know, it's just like some of the things that are leaning up against the wall are not things you've seen before. And some of the leaf prints you're not quite sure are right. There's something wrong.
Can I take a closer look at the items I don't recognize?
Oh, yeah, sure, but it won't tell you anything. I mean, they're just sort of leaf prints you don't recognize.
Oh, okay. But do I know what's wrong with them? I'm not a botanist, but I know a little bit just from...
Yeah, well, it's just like a leaf that she would have rubbed, but she didn't. You haven't seen it before.
What the fuck? It's like Mir's twin sister lives here or something. Let me... I want to take those stems that I talked about earlier, and I'm going to actually like kind of put two of them together and try to pull, just see, like, is this abnormal or are these the way I remember them?
Are they stems?
Yeah, are they real stems?
Yeah, they're not weird. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna drop them, like not put them back in place like I normally would. I'm a little shaken, so I'm gonna walk to my room. I have because I'll know my room.
Yeah. Well, so there you go. You're now in your room. It's your room.
Okay. Is Quick here?
Sports stuff.
Okay. What about the stick? Is Quick in here?
There's a stick.
Okay. I want to pick that up and just give it kind of a practice swing. See if it feels right.
It's not quite your stick.
What the fuck?
It's like carved slightly differently.
What about the comic books and the sports cards? Are they the same?
Comic books are all there. There's comic books. There's like Star Chaser. There's everything. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I couldn't afford Star Chaser, but maybe Invisible Planet. Oh, Star Chaser's there?
Star Chaser's there. Yeah.
I think I'm going to pick it up and start thumbing through it. Like, I haven't seen one of these in 20 years. And even then, I only had 10 minutes with it.
Yeah, yes. You saw someone else's copy just for...
Yeah.
That's a copy of Star Chaser.
What the fuck? I hate to keep making change rolls, but
go ahead. Why not?
This is disturbing.
I'm over here freaking out. So by all means, roll on both of our behalves.
Yeah. I think he's almost gonna like crawl into the bed to see if it fits his like the way he kind of leaves his form in the mattress. Does it feel like my room? Oh, I rolled a 5.
Oh, more than that, it smells like you.
Okay. Yeah. I think he's just really disconcerting. So he's Dad? No, there's something in the atmosphere. I've got to tell Mir. I am going to just peek into Terrance's room. I'm going to take Star Chaser with me, though.
Okay. There we go.
And I'll just give a last look back to Quick with kind of like a furrowed brow.
It's very tidy. There's a collection of insects. There's someone on the bed.
Okay. I'm going to step out of the room and then knock after I see someone on the bed.
Yeah, there's no reaction.
3 knocks, then 3 much louder knocks. Nothing?
No.
Okay. I'm going to walk in slowly.
Okay.
Does it look like the form of Terrance?
Yes.
Terrance? Knowing that this would get a reaction, I'm going to say, Terry! Terry! What the fuck is going on? I'm going to just kind of rip the Band-Aid off. I'm going to pull the sheets from the person in the bed.
He's just lying there.
And it's Terry.
Yeah.
Can I do like a quick physical exam just to see, like, is this person breathing? Is there a pulse?
No, dead. Very, very dead.
Dead? I want to like get around to look at the face or turn the body over to look at the face.
Yeah, that's Terrance's body, yeah.
Terrance, what the fuck happened? No, they couldn't have beaten me here. What the fuck is going on? Am I going to go insane? Do I need to roll a change roll again?
I feel you do. It's a dead body, right? So, you know.
Yeah. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, my God. I rolled a 6.
That actually just means your change ticks up.
I'm up to 4, yeah. Yeah, I was hoping to roll under that time. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm at 4
Yeah,
already.
That's going up fast.
That didn't
Okay.
take
Oh,
long.
I can tell you that the special rule for when your change goes on. So there's a way to bring your change down, which you'll be glad to hear about.
Mhm.
So change is about your body and mind changing, right?
Yes.
So in this case, it's entirely your mind, right? So just things that are getting into your head.
Yeah.
All you have to do to kind of roll your change downwards is just like remove the change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if it was part of your body that something was happening to you, you could just like chop that off. With your mind, drugs are good. Surgery works.
Yeah.
Terrance will have something. Terrance, you have like a memory anesthetic. It's a known thing. So you can just wipe periods of, So
Do I have any equipment where I could take a picture of this body?
sure. Why not? I mean, actually, the other thing we could do is not ask the question that some of Terrance's medical equipment is the stuff you brought up.
Oh, okay. I didn't bring his bags up yet, but I think the thought crosses my mind that just downstairs there might be something that can help me with this experience. Yeah. So I think I'm going to. I want to like look a little more closely at the body before I leave. I have to see is this a facsimile? Because I know it's not him. I just saw him. There's no way he beat me here. I'm the fastest of the three of us.
How do you mean this is a facsimile? Is it that appears to be Terrance?
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Who would do this though? It's like they've done this to mess with us. And I think I also, if it does look exactly like him, I want to just run back into my room and like throw open any closets, look under the bed, see if my body's in there somewhere.
Your body is not in there, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a relief if it had to be somebody. Shit. I need to go lay real eyes on Terrance, but I am going to stop and rifle through his bag to see if there's anything that can calm me down on the way out.
Well, actually, since it's Terrance's room, there's no reason there can't be a duplicate bag.
Oh, I don't trust the duplicate bag. Yeah, no, I feel you, but I think I want to. I don't trust anything in this room, so I'm gonna run back down to the lobby. And
that's really cool.
There's no way I'm taking my own bags up. I'm actually gonna take Mir's bags out into the hallway. I don't want them in the room, so we'll put them into the hallway, and then I'm gonna go to the lobby and rifle through Terrance's bag to see if there's something to calm me, or I don't necessarily want to forget, but like something that's going to bring me down a little bit.
Should we cut away from you and do some other things for a while? So, Mia, we haven't done much with you. What are you up to?
I think after Sanka gave her that basket and walked away, and now Terrance has walked away. You know what it almost feels like in this particular situation? Like her mother giving her a chore that they both knew she wasn't going to do. But they both walked away from each other like it was going to get done.
Yeah.
But we all knew it wasn't going to get. This is the second Sanka is out of view. Mir's going to just plop that, toss the basket, let it plop onto the floor. And then she's going to plop onto the ground. And she's going to take a deeper look at these orchids with every intention of going like, all right, let's see here. How much of this is actually being caused by the wind? Why isn't this sound like the sounds that I studied in the videos? And then she's going to try to transplant one. She'll look around. If she has to dig with her hands, that's not new for her. But if she could find a shovel or a transplanter, that'd be great. But yeah, she's going to actually start playing with the actual flower itself.
Okay, that sounds good to me. You can make me a roll. What are you trying to do? Just like find stuff out generally, or?
Yeah, this is a curious plant that she's never seen before. So I think first and foremost, she wants to get one completely out of the ground, including the entire root system as she can. She'll be as careful as she can with actually just like, let's see what you actually are, sweetie.
Yeah. Have you sort of moved away from the main drag or whatever, and are you kind of tucked away doing this somewhere, or
how are these set up? Like your standard farming aisles where there's main aisles where there's multiple people pulling leaves off?
Yeah, I was sort of thinking of vineyards or something like that. So like rows.
So she'll find the row that is currently not occupied by someone actively working, so she can actually have some time before someone yells at her for not completing her chores.
Yeah. Okay, so give me a roll to what are we doing to 5? What do you give me a roll for?
Yeah, so what she's going to do right now, if she may, is actually to pull a single one of these orchids completely out of the ground, root system it off, just so she can do a cursory look from top to bottom on what these bad boys looks like. So she's going to use her employee, and then she's also going to use her specialty on this one. And the highest roll she got was a 6. I don't even like the smirk on your face right now, just if we're being honest about it.
I didn't realize I had one, but I probably do, to be honest. Oh, God, that would be nasty.
Then we have to do it, right?
Yeah. So you transport. So you transplant the plant. It's as you pick it up. I mean, the hum from it becomes higher and higher, almost screeching.
Sorry, sweetie. Sorry.
And actually, let's have all the orchids around. Also, their hum rises in pitch. And, as if it's in distress. It's now like a sort of scream. And you can see the farm workers stopping what they're doing around you.
Ooh, that was an amazing piece of intel. So these plants are interconnected somehow. They feel the distress of others. So, you know what? It's her first day. Oops gets you a long way, right? She's going to make sure this thing comes all the way out of the ground.
Yeah.
There's that moment of pause as the screaming starts to radiate around her. She's like, I'm committed. Let's just go.
Yeah. All right. And it will kind of rise to a pitch and then come and your finger hurts. And then the hum will subside. Your finger hurts. It's just swollen.
It's just swollen. Okay. So it's not bleeding.
Probably nothing. Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. There could be absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just swollen.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. That's a very fascinating piece of information. They're interconnected somehow. Have I seen plants do that before? Bridgett is actually asking. I don't know if that's a root system thing with normal plants. Like, no, I know plants don't scream, but
yeah, and you can. I mean, we're going to imagine you guys are all sort of interconnected, right? You have like communicators which can like link back up to some sort of limited records, anyway. And yeah, the record, especially near the glitch. I mean, so orchids and various sort of plants that are interconnected and actually have some sort of mind or something. I mean, various speculative papers around that. Sure.
Okay. She's going to take that transplanted orchid and she's going to put it the entire system. I mean, from petal all the way down to the root ball and put it in the basket. And then she's going to try to get up and very quickly get off of that particular row or owl before Senka or anyone else comes by and sees.
Well, there is someone coming towards you. So
we tried.
And he goes, "What are you doing?" Quite gently he's speaking. So what are you doing?
Hi.
I
was just curious. I haven't seen this particular plant before. I was hoping to get a better look.
Oh, that's nothing. Do you want to see something?
She stands up and she's gonna rub the dirt off on her pants. She's like, "Yeah, show me."
Come with me. And so this guy walks silently, unless you talk to him. You're very welcome to talk to him. Away from the vineyards and towards, just out onto the kind of parched earth and the kind of towards this kind of pile of dust.
So I think the moment she crosses the threshold where they're leaving the vineyard, she is going to ask her, like, "So where are we going?"
He points to the pile of dust, and he goes to the pile of dust, and he begins to just dust away some of the dust, and he's obviously dusting away that sort of shoulder and an arm. So he's showing you a dead body.
I think she's going to stop. Her curiosity was just turned.
No, it's fine. It's not real.
Okay.
Continues dusting. And he dusts away the outline in the face and he goes, "Look. Sorry, it's too dusty. I'll dust some more. Look."
Okay, she's going to cautiously look over this shoulder and see what she can see. But her hackles are on edge. It's what?
It's me. I wanted to warn you. You're going to see one of these sooner or later.
What do you mean it's you?
They're not real. It's me. It's my face.
Am I looking at his face in the dirt?
Oh, yeah.
I will go ahead and take my change check, please.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah, that's what I want today.
You said this is a campaign, right? I was just kidding.
New characters each session. Her change goes up to 2.
Yeah, that's good.
What is it?
We don't know. They just appear. I don't think they're real. They're not people. They just turn up dead. You'll find one of yourself. I just wanted to warn you.
What's your name?
I'm Gresh.
Mir. She's not going to shake his hand, though. Did you say Gresh?
Yeah.
You're not going to move it, right? Are you going to leave that here?
I'll leave it. With the others.
How many have you seen?
He'll start dusting another one.
Okay.
It's another duplicate of him.
Okay. Are there no official disposal protocols for this?
Company tries to ignore them. We've reported them loads of times. They just pretend they don't exist.
How long
We
have
put
you
them
been-
here.
Gresh? How long have you been here?
Years. I forget. They told me it was my first assignment, but they haven't come to get me.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for showing me this. And like before she can even pivot her shoulders like a full 15 degrees, she is calling out Terrance's name at the top of her lungs. She's not screaming as much as that alarm is present in her voice, and she's calling out Terrance.
Go ahead.
With the equipment we've got, I'm assuming that includes some degree of comms.
Yeah, you can comms each other if you want, yeah.
So I think Terrance is already back in the hotel at this stage with his
Oh,
patient.
shit.
Oh, that's good with
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we do a bit of Terrance? So should we Terrance,
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to have you run into it's more interesting if you don't run into Dillon, I think. And if you just make
Yeah,
your way.
sure.
Yeah, all right. So
So Terrance basically comes in, sees the trolley with all the equipment and says, "Oh, good. Dillon left the medical equipment down here." Right. Then very thoughtful of him. Right. Sorry, I don't think I caught your name, I'll say, asking the patient.
Oh, you've got the patient with you as well. Okay. My name's Bridgett.
Bruges. All right, Bruges. Let's find a suitable room to use as an examination suite. I'll look around.
You'll have a room. He points at the list.
Yeah, I'm not talking about my room. I'm just talking about a room we can commandeer as
Sure.
a general medical bay.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'll just basically look around on the ground floor for the first reasonable-sized room that's empty
Fine.
or empty-ish.
Yeah. You can find an empty hotel room. The doors aren't particularly locked, so you can go in. Yeah, that's fine. On the ground floor, the dust is kind of seeping in through the windows and so on. So it's kind of like, there's just a little layer over the floor, ankle deep in places.
All right. Come with me, Bridgett. This isn't ideal, but let's make use of what we can. Right. Make yourself comfortable on the bed, and let's do a proper scan of your entire body.
Okay. You do a scan of his body. It's I mean, you've done the roll for this, right? So let's just let it ride.
Yeah.
You know, it's splitting into this kind of superimposed skeletons, that kind of thing.
Okay. So I'll tap the comms at this stage, and I think, if you're happy with it, just for dramatic irony, just as Dillon's finishing up looking at my corpse upstairs, my voice comes over the comm and says, "Dillon, are you there?"
Nice.
I think Dillon almost falls down, wondering if it's coming from the body on the bed.
Yeah.
I think it really startles him.
Well, if we're saying it startles you.
Oh no. I'll do it. I will. I'll do a change roll, because that would be like, I'm kind of studying the body intently, and then his voice.
Yeah, and then it speaks to you. Yeah, that's really fun. I like
blares
it.
into my comms.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 1. So the first time it didn't tick up. Yeah. So I think stumble backwards into the wall and then realize, okay, this is coming through the headset. I'll talk back and say, I'm looking at our rooms. Are you okay?
I've been better, but I think it's just the dust playing up with my sinuses. Anyway, the Erebus process. No, I'm right in thinking. I hope this isn't overtaxing you, but I'm right in thinking that this involves multiple universes, correct?
I think Dillon is like, he's not even hearing words. He's just looking at the face to see if the mouth's moving on the bed.
Now, from your understanding of the procedure of how this works, does that involve branching possibilities? Is this, I'm sorry, I'm not a physicist, so I'll defer to your expertise here. But the many worlds.
Sorry, Terrance, what did you say?
I'm right in thinking that there are certain events that split into multiple universes, correct?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that happen on a macroscopic scale?
No, you're talking about wormholes? Shit like that?
No, I'm not talking about fucking wormholes.
He brings up wormholes anytime physics that comes up as a topic. Wait, you mean like parallel universes? What?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm talking about the process. Keep up with me here. Keep up with me if you can.
Yeah, it's just that I poke the body while I'm talking to him.
Dillon, as you look around the room, there are diagrams of things like the Erebus process. So there are things here which would not be in Terrance's room. So just so you know, there's a couple of diagrams to think about. Yeah.
Yeah, I think almost like in this kind of wild fascination, walking over to the diagrams and like putting my finger on it and reciting back to Terrance what I'm reading from the kind of pinnings on the wall.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
I think
So
it
you
is
do
possible.
understand the process. Good. Then, this is the wild hypothesizing stage of putting something together here. So, bear with me. This may well be nonsense, but if the plants that are growing outside are somehow key to the Erebus process, then are we seeing this? Are we seeing the spontaneous birth on a macroscopic scale of parallel universes here? Are things bifurcating around us?
Bifurcating? I think he's going to look down at the Star Chaser cover where he sees Star Chaser adapting to the planet with this bifurcating arm and just kind of like, what the hell's going on here? Where are you?
And Dillon, I'm just trying to like splice this together just a little.
Yeah.
As you're looking round this room, your eyes going to fall on a photograph of the night sky.
Okay.
Yeah, just stars and a glitch in the sky.
Yeah.
But Dillon, the glitch is huge. It's huge. It's spanning about 3/4 of the sky, and it looks as though it's about to swallow the planet.
Yeah. I think walking over and kind of running my finger along the glitch on the photo, I think maybe something like that is happening, Terrance.
Good.
Good.
Now, yes. Look, obviously, in the short term, if this is an uncontrolled process, is dangerous and may result in some unwanted side effects. But you do understand, if this can be harnessed, what we're looking at here has fantastic possibilities. I mean, let's say, for example, that this led to something akin to mitosis, except on a multicellular level. That you have entities that are beginning to duplicate themselves.
Duplicate. Terrance, do you think people could be duplicated?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I think I'm looking at that now. And I think if that process can be controlled, then what we're looking at here is potentially an unlimited workforce. Can you imagine what Extraxa would do with something like that?
Are you sure the duplications will be useful? Kind of staring down at the dead body.
No, I mean, this is why I wanted to talk to you about it, because obviously, yes, I mean, we're talking about uncontrolled reproduction, uncontrolled duplication. Processes like that. I mean, when cell duplication goes out of control, that's how we end up with cancer, and obviously that would be suboptimal. But if we can, as I say, control this process...
No, you need to get to the hotel, Terrance. This is... What you're talking about, sinister. This is not... You can't harness this.
No, I am in the hotel. Well, the alternative is just to let it run.
He kind of steps back from the body when he says he's in the hotel. Are you in your room?
No, I don't even know where my room is. No, okay. I've taken over one of the rooms downstairs as an examination suite. I'm down here with the patient at the moment.
Okay. Dillon's like sprinting for the stairs when he says that. Yeah.
I mean, do we want to...
You sound out of breath.
Do we want to bring Mira in as well and just bring everyone together now?
Actually, let me patch Mira into the conversation as well. Sorry, Mira, are you there?
I've been calling your name for 2 minutes. Where the hell are you?
Well, on the other end of my comms.
Are you not in a vineyard anymore?
No, I'm in the hotel.
You left and didn't say goodbye?
Well, I had a patient to deal with.
You left me out here by myself.
We were given our work assignments. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you expected that. I'm just in the hotel. I'm 5 minutes walk away.
You don't understand what I'm looking at right now, Terrance.
Oh, does what you're looking at the moment involve duplication in any form?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How is that related to the plants?
I haven't drawn a correlation yet. I didn't realize that's what I was looking for.
Yes, my hypothesis at the moment, which I think is shaky but may be part of a correct picture, is that these plants are somehow leading to a process of duplication, possibly related to parallel worlds, and that in its current form, it's a bit dangerous. It does seem to be leading to suffering and I assume some degree of death. But I'm just wondering whether...
But on the bright side...
Yes,
workers!
Stop encouraging that behavior, Graham.
I'm just
Let's not get too hung up on the negatives here.
Yes, exactly. I'm just wondering whether if we put together our 3 fields of expertise here, we might be able to come up with some beneficial solution.
Terrance, where are you? I'm down on the lobby, throwing open doors.
Room 102, I think.
Yeah.
Is that you slamming down the corridor?
Yeah. Yes, stumbling into the room. Terrance, you gotta see this.
Well, I'm with a patient at the moment. Sorry, Mr. Bruges. This is my colleague, Dillon.
Hi, Mr. Bruges.
Mr. Bruges is in the process of duplicating at the moment.
No.
And it looks like a very unpleasant process. I want to try to do what I can to either halt the process or find some way of safely pushing it to its conclusion.
Can I speak to you outside for just a minute? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
It's urgent.
Sure, yes, of course.
Sorry.
Okay.
Do I just wait here?
Just be right
yes,
outside.
yeah, Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just be a moment.
Terrance, I went to look at our rooms and, well, let's start with the easy stuff. All of our shit was in the rooms, but it was wrong. It's like all your insect collections, and they're there. And Mir's plants, they're there, my comics, everything. But you were in your room, Terrance. And you're still in your room if you want to see it, but I don't know if you should.
Well, why is that?
Oh, you're dead.
Oh, that's disappointing.
And I imagine we're still on open comms with Mir.
So there is a duplicate of myself here, but he's dead. I think Terrance is trying his hardest just to keep his scientific medical detachment going, but at the same time, I am absolutely going to roll a change die for that.
Well, yeah. Way to embrace.
But perfectly, I rolled a 1, so Terrance really is that attached.
Stay disconnected. And all of the things you were proposing over comms to me, you had written them down in your room. You don't understand. This is not just some duplication. It's the future. It's wrong. It's like a broken version. I don't know.
Graham, she's going to start heading that direction, by the way.
I think it's... Well, not broken. I think if we're looking at parallel worlds, then that makes sense that each one would be subtly different.
Subtly, you're dead.
Disappointing that... Yes, as I said, it's disappointing. But on the bright side, that does mean that I can autopsy myself. Oh
my God. Do you...
Yes, that
do you have anything for me? Do you have something that could maybe take the edge off? Calm my nerves just a little bit. I feel a little bit out of my head right now.
Memory anesthetic is prescribed for things like that.
Yeah. So we'll have to be quite careful with the dose of this, says Terrance, thinking back to the question that he was asked falling asleep the other night.
Yeah. Just a little bit. I don't know. You're really it's disturbing me a little bit, Terrance. Aren't you worried about this? Your dead body is upstairs.
Look, Dillon, we're scientists. We were sent here to do a job. And what we're faced with, yes, on a visceral and a human level, is deeply disturbing, frightening, and possibly dangerous. But it also presents a tremendous opportunity. Don't you understand?
I understand, but how can you be so dispassionate? This is your body. You are fucking dead upstairs right now.
She's going to break out into a run.
That's not me.
Let's go take a look and you tell me it's not you. It's your room. All your shit's there. Your future research is pinned to the fucking walls.
Well, that should save a bit of time then.
Jesus fucking Christ. And I'm going to just kind of walk away from Terrance.
Mia, anytime you want to come in.
So these two have been at it for the better part of a couple decades at this point.
Yeah.
And she's been trying her very best to play Molly Maid, Molly Coddle, harmonious between the two of them. And she knows that it's probably a futile effort, but she also knows when these arguments break out on comms, it is there is no point in engaging because she has to approach both of them completely differently from different perspectives. So it makes no sense for her to interject herself while they're yelling at each other. So yeah, she will wind up running in. She is full of sweat. Her eyes look wild, but simultaneously determined. She's panting. And she immediately looks at Terrance like, you didn't give him anything yet, right?
Not yet, no.
And I think I was off to the side, and you hear me throw the trolley over, like you just walked past me.
Oof.
And I, just out of frustration, just tipped the trolley over.
Okay. She's going to make some space for that degree of aggression. She's not afraid that you would hurt her, but she's going to make some space for that type of energy. And if she can get close to him, as close as he's going to allow her in this moment, she's going to put a hand on either side of his face and go forehead to forehead and do a very silly breathing exercise that she learned when she was young, but it still works. Sometimes it works with Dillon, sometimes it doesn't, but it's in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, just to try to dial his nervous system back a bit.
It's like how we got into the zone when we played Headstick.
Yeah, just like that.
Terrance is fucking out of his mind.
Terrance is being Terrance, Dillon.
You heard it, right? His dead body is upstairs in his room.
And I'm so sorry you had to walk into that.
He doesn't give a shit. He wants to make a fucking workforce.
Yeah, I heard. Dillon, it's happening to everybody that's planet side. One of the other harvesters showed me 3 of himself that they're just throwing an inch of dust over.
No, we've got to get off this planet. This isn't normal. It's not even that it's not normal. It's extraordinary, but it's fucked up.
Hey.
To be scientific.
Dillon, I know. Okay? Hey, I'm on your side here.
It's the fucking glitch. The glitch. We have to get as far away from the glitch as we can.
I don't think they're going to let us leave, Dillon. This was supposed to be a 90-day assignment, a 3-month assignment. People have been here for years. Years, Dillon.
But they're not dead. Okay. They've been here for years and they didn't die?
No, the harvesters have been here for years. And they're all on that same line. This was our introductory assignment.
Okay. And, well, we're harvesters?
Yeah, I think so.
That's us?
Or maybe we're being harvested. I don't.
What? Look, at least they're not dead, okay? That makes me feel a little bit fucking better because I thought that maybe in a month we'd all be dead, like Terrance upstairs. I say that loud enough for Terrance to hear.
Yeah, Terrance at this stage is just leaning against the wall outside the makeshift examination room and tapping notes into his handheld device, and looks up when he hears his name.
Mira, I can't talk to him right now.
I know.
Just let me cool down.
Do you need me for something?
Talk some sense into him, but don't go in his room. You don't need to see that. It's so fucked up.
Okay. She's going to step away.
Yeah. I'm going to sit down on the overturned trolley as Mir walks off.
Scott, your calculations aren't quite working. It's not quite that people like split into 2 different people. There's something else. It's as if they're... You can give me a roll if you want.
Yeah, I absolutely will. I think this is important enough that I'm going to bring my change die in as well.
Phenomenal decision.
That's going to be the last of the 3 dice that I'm rolling here. I've got a 6, but not on my change die.
Ah, cool. Well, actually, it's even more perfect, right? Maybe there's an alternate universe already, and people are coming through from it.
But
and what you're saying, by the way, I mean, you have your whole thing is basically a description of the Erebus process, which Bridgett was talking about earlier. Maybe they've found a way to do this already.
But if they
Like
have found a way
split
of doing
universes.
it, it's not working properly, that there are still bugs in the process.
But you could fix it.
I could. I absolutely could.
Stop encouraging this goddamn behavior.
Have I mentioned how much I love playing Mad Scientist?